it going, everybody? DSCuber here, and it has been quite a long time since I have done a video on this channel. So if you guys are out there watching this right now, do me a favor, show me that you guys are still here after a year-long hiatus. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed already. So before I get into this video, brief disclaimer. Last time that I uploaded a video was around last December. I was getting ready to go into my spring semester for senior year, and that's when the world decided to set itself on fire. So, you know, if you haven't noticed, we're amidst a global pandemic. I had to graduate college remotely. And then immediately after that, I started a job. I am working as a software engineer now. And I recently moved into an apartment of my own. So now that I am living on my own in my own apartment, I'm trying to get back into doing some videos. And I mean, I don't want to, you know, drag the explanation out too long, because obviously at any point I could have probably found the time to make videos, but now I'm actually trying to go back to a concerted effort to make content for you guys. So we're gonna start it off by doing an unboxing video, you know, going back to the roots. It's one of the first things I do with this channel. And I have a couple of puzzles to unbox for you guys that I've been waiting to open. I wanted to film it, so here we are. So first up, we have the Rubik's Void puzzle. My girlfriend actually got me this, and I've been waiting to open it until I was able to record. So I've actually had this puzzle for about a month now, and yeah, let's crack it open. Here it is. This is the Rubik's Void Cube. So I have a Void Cube, but not one made by Rubiks. The one that I have is some off-brand Void puzzle that I got many, many years ago thanks to one of my friends. He bought it for me when he was on vacation, and I will link that video in one of the comment cards. It should appear right over here. But yeah, so this is the Rubiks branded Void Cube, and let me zoom out a little bit. And this puzzle has been around for about a year, maybe 2 years, and I mean to get my hands on one of these, then my girlfriend decided to buy it for me. So this is the Void Cube, and it's solved just like a 3x3, but you might run into a parity issue because the centers don't actually exist. Like, they exist, but because you aren't ever certain where you are lining your edge pieces up when you're solving the puzzle, it does eventually throw you into a parity error, so you need to use some special algorithms to get out of that. But without further ado, let's do some first turns on this thing. Alright, so each face turn, it only goes about 90 degrees, so you can't like over or under flick one of the layers, which is always nice, because on the Void Cube that I had before this, you would be able to way overturn some of the layers, and oh, this is getting very crunchy. It locked up or something, because now it won't let me turn in the other direction. There we go. Okay, so it will need a little bit of breaking in. And this layer on the blue face, this one is much looser than the green one. You could hear it, it just catches. Yeah, it's very, very clicky. And when you turn each face, it feels very like, it's like sandpapery. So it's like a very coarse kind of turn, which honestly is fine for a puzzle like this, because you can't do any sort of corner cutting. It just doesn't work because of the way the puzzle's designed. Internally, there's a bunch of rings, these like concentric rings that all of the pieces kind of slide around. So it's impossible to do any sort of corner cutting. And honestly, it's completely fine that, you know, a single face flick like this only goes about 90 degrees. That's pretty much all you'll ever need it to do. So yeah, let's give this thing a quick scramble. And yeah, as I scramble this thing, definitely tell that it will need some breaking in, and as some of these faces turn, I can tell that some are better than others, so even the faces that are kind of stiff will eventually loosen up. And I do have some lubricant that I can put in this, and it would probably make the puzzle turn a whole lot better. So yeah, this is the void cube completely scrambled, and I'll go ahead and do a quick solve on it, and it's going to be embarrassingly slow because I haven't picked up a puzzle in so long, but there we go, and there is no parity, so it looks like I aligned it properly. If there was parity, then one of these would be flipped, and you would have to do one of these middle slices and then redo all 4 edges. That's at least the method that I've done. I mean, I'm sure there's a faster way of going about it, but it's always worked for me, so. And just like that, the void cube is solved. So that is the void cube. It's a very fun little puzzle. It provides a different element of challenge to a traditional Rubik's Cube, and I will leave a link in the description on where you can buy one of these. So let's move on to the next puzzle. The next thing that I got here is a puzzle that I picked up at Barnes & Noble. It is a 1x2x3 Christmas tree puzzle. So this is a Rubik's branded puzzle, and I never knew that Rubik's actually manufactured these until I saw it in Barnes & Noble just a couple of days ago. So the idea is that, you'd pick this thing up and you'd fill who it's to and from, you stick it in a stocking, and it comes with this little, like a little loop on it, so you can either attach this to like your backpack or hang it on your Christmas tree as an actual ornament. So I will go ahead and hang this on our Christmas tree when I finish up this video. But yeah, it was $8.99 at Barnes & Noble. I'm not sure if you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but I will leave a link to Barnes & Noble in the description so you can pick one up for yourself. But I will go ahead and tear off this little tag because you don't need it. And this little plastic covering on the ornament string. So this would just hang from your Christmas tree, just like so. And yeah, let's do some turns on this thing. And I mean, it's not like I've already fiddled around with this quite a bit. But yeah, it's incredibly loose on these long layers. You can see that it just spins really, really well. Just spins so smoothly. And also on these widthwise faces, or these layers. So it turns pretty nice. It's a very basic puzzle. No one would really have any difficulty solving this thing, except for maybe me. Oh, here we go. There, so it's a very basic puzzle. There's only like 20 something combinations total on this kind of puzzle. And if you weren't interested in hanging it on your Christmas tree, you can always undo this little loop here and you can take the string off of it, but I am going to hang this on our tree. But it is a fully functional 1x2x3. I know Rubiks actually has a couple of other 1x2x3s in its product list, but they're like those junior puzzles. Like one of them's shaped like a dog, one of them's shaped like a panda. They've had them for a while, but this is the first time that I'm seeing the Christmas tree themed one. And it is also, like the pieces are height-wise proportionate to that of a regular 3x3, with the exception of, I believe, this peak. Actually, no. It is fully proportionate. Or just about. Yeah, it looks like the top and bottom layers are extended a little bit because they need to give it the like the tree peak and base, so it's like wider at the base and slim but tall at the top. But either way, if you line it up to a standard 3x3, this middle layer is proportional. So it is a proportionate 1x2x3, and it actually corner cuts kind of nicely, as little as a 1x2x3 will corner cut. And this top layer also does a little bit. If I zoom in on that. There we go. How do you like that? 4K 60 FPS video on the iPhone 12. I just picked up the iPhone 12 actually, so I'm really liking the video quality on here. But yeah, this 1x2x3 is really fun to just fidget with, and after Christmas is over, I'll probably take it off of our tree and then remove the string and keep it in my drawer so I can just fidget with this while I sit at work. But yeah, it's a really fun little puzzle. Not really much else to say about it. I'll give it a quick scramble and then solve it. So here we go, just like that, and then swap those edges, and there you go. 1x2x3 is solved. It's a very, very basic puzzle. Great for little kids. Perfect puzzle to get them into solving twisty puzzles. I've always been a fan of cuboids, and I'm glad that Rubiks is branching out and making more cuboids. Like, I was really surprised when they came out with the 2x2x4. Then they have a bunch of 1x2x3s, and I hope they get into making more cuboids, because honestly, cuboids are so much fun, and they deserve a spot in WCA for like official competitions and whatnot. So hopefully, as you know, Rubik starts to normalize cuboids, maybe they'll bring them to official competitions in the future. So yeah, this is the Christmas tree 1x2x3, and let's get into the next puzzle. Alright, so the last puzzle that I got for you guys today is this Crystal Pyraminx. It is the limited edition Pyraminx by Meffert, and it's sold through Barnes & Noble, and it is a completely transparent Pyraminx with just color on the edges, and it was made for the 50th anniversary of the Pyraminx, so there's a little bit of a informational blob on the side, so I will go ahead and read it. Pyraminx Crystal celebrates its 50th anniversary of the Pyraminx with a tribute to its inventor UA Meffert. UA began designing rotational puzzles in 1970 with his invention of the now classic Pyraminx. Our limited edition Pyraminx echoes the handmade original model that has inspired millions of people worldwide. Scramble the tiles and return all sides back to solid colors in order to solve. And this one was actually a bit pricey. It was 25 bucks, but for a limited edition Pyraminx that's completely transparent and see-through and acrylic, it just looks really nice. It looks really cool. I doubt I'm actually going to be like playing with this a whole lot, but because it is limited edition, I figured I might as well pick it up. So I'm going to do my best to preserve the box for this because, you know, it's limited edition, so I want to be careful with it. So, pretty cool. Alright, well, here is the transparent / crystal Pyraminx. It feels really like heavy compared to other Pyraminxes. Probably because these are completely solid acrylic and the whole thing is see-through, but what's really cool is when you hold it, it kind of has like a kaleidoscope effect, because there's a whole bunch of like internal mirroring that's going on with these acrylic pieces. So you can kind of just move the entire puzzle around, and it has like this hall of mirrors like effect on the inside, so that's really neat. I really like this, and I haven't even turned it yet, but I mean, I'll be real gentle with this because it is kind of a collector's piece puzzle. But yeah, let's give this thing some first turns. Oh wow, that's actually pretty nice. And I think I accidentally scrambled it, but yeah, I definitely accidentally scrambled it. But wow, this is a pretty solid Pyraminx. And I mean, I'd be more inclined to play with this thing, but I just don't want to ruin it. That's my thing. Yeah, even these tips, they turn real nice. They have the traditional ball clicking mechanism. You can see. Here, let me zoom in on it. So you can see the ball bearing right where my thumbnail is, and actually there it is. Yeah, so it like snaps in like that, and there's a little spring, and it just goes in and out, and this is really neat. You can actually see the entire inner workings of this puzzle as you turn it. So you can see all of the springs kind of buckling on the inside as you start to turn, and then when you bring the layer back around, they snap back into place. So this is actually a really neat puzzle because it shows the inner workings of the Pyraminx with the whole thing being completely assembled. So yeah, I'll zoom this all the way out. And might as well do a solve on it now that it's completely scrambled. God, I hope I remember how to solve the Pyraminx. There we go. Okay. Completely solved. Not too difficult, but I mean, it does pose a slight challenge because of those odd to really, really tiny stickers that are just over here on the corners. But yeah, this thing is so cool. Like, I am almost considering like getting a display case for this and sticking it on a shelf. Like, this shouldn't really be handled, even though I'm handling it for this video, but like, yeah, just look at that. That's so cool. Man, I love this thing. I'm real glad I picked this thing up. And it's just so neat with all the springs inside. You can see them just snap right there. Yeah, just like that. That's so cool. And I'm real glad that I picked this thing up because they only had like 2 left in stock when I went to Barnes & Noble. And I'm not sure if it's like an in-store only thing. And I tried to look at this on like the Cubicle and they weren't selling it there. So I will again leave a link to Barnes & Noble in the description so you can pick one of these things up for yourself if you would like. But yeah, that's the Pyraminx 50th anniversary crystal model, I guess. I don't even really know what to call this thing. It's like, well, they're calling it the Pyraminx crystal, but the Pyraminx crystal is a separate puzzle on its own. So that's kind of confusing. It's 2 different puzzles that go by the same name. So this is the Pyraminx Crystal 50th Anniversary. This here is the Rubik's Void Cube and the Rubik's Christmas Tree puzzle. And yeah, that about wraps up for this unboxing video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more cubing content. Keep on keeping, guys, and I will see you in the next video.